Alright, well, what is going on, guys, and welcome to a brand new episode. Today, I'm actually taking you through a brand new series that I have for you guys. You guys know that with my Land Cruiser 80 series, when I bought it, which was about 2 years ago, and about 10,000 kilometers ago, it was not in the best of shape. So I bought a Land Cruiser 80 series in a bit of rougher shape, but I knew the kind of things I'd have to do. And if you guys haven't watched my Mercedes-Benz Revival series, you'll know that I've done these kind of restorations before, and I kind of just like to learn on the go. So apologies for the silly dog that's just barking in the background. Sometimes you just can't deal with all the variables, but I hope you can hear me. And I wanted in this first episode to just take you through the 80 series, to just take you through this vehicle, what I've done to it so far, and then we will start the build series. And I can tell you some of the upgrades and some of the things that will be coming along for this Land Cruiser 80 series. So just to begin, this is my 1997, the last model year for the Land Cruiser 80 series. If you guys didn't know, so this is an FZJ80, which means it's the 1FZ FE petrol engine, which is the 4.5 liter inline 6-cylinder engine, which I think is just a fantastic engine. A lot of people will say Overlander, maybe go for a diesel and whatnot, but I will take you through why I really love the petrol engines, because they give you some very nice clean power. Petrols run a lot cleaner. It's got a good displacement at 4.5 liters, so it does power this vehicle very well. And this is a Land Cruiser 80 series, so of course it's a twin axle vehicle, and that's why it was so special, and that's why Toyota said they've based the 300 series off this vehicle. It's because that this vehicle actually set the standard for what an off-road vehicle can do, and it was really fantastic at everything, on-road and off-road. On-road, not as good as some of the new modern Land Cruisers, but this 80 series had some of the best styling I have ever seen. Now, if you guys have gone through my restoration, or you can check that playlist out, you'll know that I changed the headlights. So I got these European headlights. We changed the indicators. I got the bumpers sprayed. The car has been sprayed, so we got a two-tone finish with the gray bumpers. I changed this grille, so I got this Toyota grille. I think it looks nice and better, and I have added these this sort of metal mesh on the grille, which really helps in the bush and when you're going off-road. So other things I've done to this vehicle: radius arms. We changed the radius arms bushings, which made a huge difference in the comfort. They were completely shot. As you guys know, this is a twin axle, so the radius arms hold that axle in place, and the bushes, which are I think are about 6 in total, made a huge difference. I also worked on this wheel, as you guys know, because this is a solid axle, and so we've got a hub here and we've got a flange here. And I got these flanges changed out because mine had definitely had some wear and tear, and I also got a brand new cap for the wheel. Now, other things apart from that, we went through the styling, we went through the paint. Now, in this vehicle, the current upgrades that it does have is a snorkel. So it's got a beautiful classic snorkel, none of that stainless steel pipe or anything. This is just the usual smart snorkel. And the purpose actually of a snorkel is, yes, it's wading depth for water, but a lot of people don't know this. It's also when you're going in a lot of dusty terrain. I have taken some trips with this vehicle and gone through some very dusty terrain, and I found that when I checked my air filter, it was not half as dirty as some of the other vehicles in my convoy that did not have a snorkel. So don't discount the snorkel's ability to filter air, because it sits higher up. It gives you purer, sort of cleaner air, and that helps a lot with feeding the engine. And so apart from that, this vehicle is running 16-inch rims. These are steel rims, of course. I think they look absolutely fantastic, with the sort of the spokes that go all around, the flange and the chrome bolts. I am running a 285 75/16 tire. I believe a 33-inch tire has worked really good for me so far, but it has had a few limitations, and I can take you through that. I really love the tire. I wouldn't go larger. I wouldn't go to a 35, because I think that would put too much strain on my engine, and I think that 33-inch has just served me really well in all the trips that I've gone. This tire has performed well. It is a mud terrain tire, so it does have a bit of, a lot of noise on the highway. I've got to admit, it's a noisy tire, but if you can get past the noise, the performance that it's given me on the off-road has been insane. Very impressive performance on sand, very loose sand, gravel, mud, of course. It's been an absolute champion. So this is the tire I'm running currently, but there will be some upgrades that will come in the future. So that's to do with wheels and tires. I took you through that. Now with the engine, we have the petrol engine, the 1FZ FE. It's a really nice engine. It develops a lot of torque in the low end, sounds great, and gives you lots of power, and it gives you clean power. And you have to remember, guys, with a petrol, the maintenance is nice and cheap. You just put good oil. I've got 10W40 that I put in this particular vehicle. It's a semi-synthetic oil, and I think this engine likes that. I might go to a bit of a thicker oil if I feel the engine is consuming oil, but it's never consumed oil. It consumed oil once when I went on the first trip with this vehicle, just after my transmission rebuild. I think the vehicle was just kind of getting used to the new variables, and she got a bit thirsty, drank a bit of oil. But apart from that, fingers crossed, I've been okay. I've not had any issues. So apart from that, this vehicle is pretty much stock, and that's the way I'm going to keep it, and that's why we are calling this the logical build. I believe it's a logical build because what we're going to be doing is thinking a lot about weight saving. I'm not going to be adding more weight to this vehicle. I like to keep it light, but I do want to add some lighting, a bit of extra lighting. I'm not currently happy with the night performance of my headlights, so I believe I need an upgrade on that. I believe we'll need to get into upgrades of brake discs so that I can improve my braking performance, and we might go for a roof rack and springs as well, and shocks. But right now it's running the original springs and shocks, so the vehicle is running stock on that. We did radius arms bushings, but there are a few bushings in the back that I still need to do, and those will help more with the performance. Of course, I got the wipers changed. I had a transmission rebuild on this vehicle, so if you guys haven't checked that out, I'll link it below. But basically, this is a known problem with the A442F transmission. Actually, the A442F transmission actually came in some of in all of the 80 series, the later models, with the 1FZ FE. But you also got the A442F, which was a 4-speed transmission in the early models of the 100 series, 1999, 2000, and even the 105 series. Now, common problem with the A442F, it's got 4 gears and 1 reverse gear, but it's a common problem that if you don't maintain the fluid and flush it regularly, there are these steel balls that travel through the valve body, and the valve body is like the brains of the transmission, and over time, if you got dirty fluid running through that, those stainless steel balls are going to cause damage to the valve body walls, and that's the brains of your transmission. So it's going to start causing issues with shifting, and that can also then damage the torque converter, and you can also have slippage of gears, which means your clutches are wearing. So I got the transmission rebuild done, put in a reconditioned valve body, torque converter, and got the full transmission rebuilt with new clutches. I had a clutch kit, and that helped a long way. Now I've got a goat in the background. You just can't win, but it is what it is. Moving on, everything else is stock. I changed the wind visors in this vehicle. It needed, when I got it, it was all shot up, so fresh wind visors and fresh paint, and apart from that, everything is stock. Got a nice dashboard mat, and apart from that, running nice and stock. So this was the first episode of this build series, guys. Just want to take you through this logical build and the fact that we want to maintain how this vehicle looks, and we want to maintain the beauty of this vehicle and what Toyota has made. The fact that it came with glass headlights from the factory, the fact that it came with a metal bumper from factory. We're not just going to rip this off and put in aftermarket. This came with correct components from the factory. So we're just going to enhance this vehicle in this build, put on things that will give us functional use, will not add us weight, and if we're going to add weight, we should reduce weight somewhere else. And so currently this vehicle actually has 2 seats in the front, 3 seats in the back, and then it had 2 seats in the rear, the complete rear, the boot. I've removed those 2 seats in the rear, and so we have a bit of weight saving over there. Apart from that, it's also got a steel rear bumper, and it's absolutely... Alright, so let me just take you on a quick walk around, since I took you through basically the stuff and how stock this vehicle is. 285 75 16 is the current tire, the mud terrain. 33-inch tire is as good as you need for overlanding. I'm still considering whether I'm gonna change these out for maybe some steel side steps that sit out as much as these, or maybe color match them to the bumper. I might do that, but that'll come in the build series. So right now, stock as it is, as you guys can see, I've got rubber mats. This is the interior. We've got the stock seats. Gonna clean them up as much as I can, and see where they're reached. Though I have been maintaining this vehicle well. I love the dashboard mat that I got from Australia, and everything in here is stock, and I plan to maintain it, but maybe we will get some of these things restitched if necessary. But so far I'm quite okay with it. The rear, and I did change these taillights, of course, so this is what I'm going with right now. I don't know if I'll change them to LEDs in the future. For now, I'm okay with how it is and how the rear of the vehicle is. This spare wheel is absolutely shot, so might need to get a fresh wheel that matches these ones for this, and then we'll be good to go. And apart from that, this vehicle does have paint, but it does need a few of these rubber moldings that sit on the side of the windows so that it looks a bit better. So let's just get this engine opened up and get it started actually. So here we have the power plant. This is what we're working with. I really like this inline 6-cylinder engine, petrol. I've got these belts changed out. I've got this distributor serviced. I've got the power steering pump. I've got the seals changed. I've got the power steering fluid flushed. I've got the coolant flushed. I've got the oil flushed, the engine flushed, and I've got this top cover taken out and cleaned, and we've got fresh air filter in there as well. We've got a brand new battery. This has been tuned up. This engine is working well, functioning well, and I really like the 1FZ FE. Develops good power, sounds good. Smooth, clean, smooth power that it delivers, and the only upgrades that will come to this is the fan clutch, getting a bit of play in my fan clutch, so we can get that changed. But the belts have been changed, and yeah, the other items that I mentioned, we'll get it, a good cleanup done to it. But apart from that, this is the power plant we're working with, guys. Alright, so that's been it, guys. Got the engine running right now. I love the sound of this smooth 1FZ FE. This is the 4.5 liter petrol engine that develops a lot of grunt, proper tractor motor. I love the way it sounds, and the feeling it gives me, and this is what really gets me attached to these older vehicles. I must admit, guys, this is why I'm still driving a 26 or whatever 25-year-old vehicle in 2023 and building one up. It's because the Land Cruiser 80 series were so legendary, and I don't even believe the SUVs or the modern SUVs can compete with this twin axle beast that it is, and especially, of course, the beautiful styling. So come along with me on this build series, guys. Welcome to all the brand new subscribers as we grow this channel. And if you're enjoying, just make sure you hit like, subscribe, comment down below, let me know what you think, share your opinions. We're all four-wheel drivers here, all a community, Land Cruiser lovers, and just want to grow that community. So enjoy this build series. This has been episode 1, and it's MasaiGainz checking out.